man, what's going on? And happy Cinco de Mayo. Holy guacamole, is the market on fire today. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us all to have a excellent day in the stock market. Talk about a party. Talk about a party. It's a stock market party, and we are going to lock in some big old profits. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, happy Cinco de Mayo. It is not your ordinary holiday. It's one of the best holidays out there. Tequila shots, having some beers, all that good stuff. But no, in all seriousness, guys, in all seriousness, it's a day of history. It's a day of, I don't know, not just drinking, guys. Not just drinking, but again, it's a fun day. It's going to be an awesome day, and we have so much opportunity in the market. You guys like it? Again, whoa, wrong button. Again, happy Cinco de Mayo, guys. We're going to have a freaking awesome day in the market today, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much opportunity, so many things moving. So let's not waste any time, guys. Let's not waste any time. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about what stocks we have moving for the day. Hit me with that big old good morning, ladies and gentlemen, over on YouTube. What's up, Stock Talk? Marcus, John, Steve, Texas, Chef Steve, what's up? Mr. Steve, Rod inside the chat, AJ, Spaz, Emmy, Stock, Hunter, George, Angel, Chris, Jay Cohen. My goodness, what's up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Arlene's laughing. She's falling out of her chair right now. Forget the margaritas. Josh got that tequila. You're dang right I do. You're dang right. I got a bottle of tequila behind me. We're going to be taking shots all day. We're not taking shots at the stock market. We're taking shots out of that bottle of tequila, baby. Let's go. Get you a taco. Right? Anyway, guys, good morning. Once again, there is a lot moving. There's a lot going on, and I don't want to waste a lot of time. I want to go right into it and talk about what's happening. And I'm done with the puns. I promise. All right? I'm done with the puns. I want you guys to have an excellent day. All right, let's dive into it. Woo! All right, team. Let's go ahead and review the market. Okay? I just want to take a step back. I know we're energetic. It's fun. You know, we're all hyped up, but let's get serious. Let's get focused, and let's dial in. Here's what I'm seeing right now, team. Okay, this is my approach to the market today, and why this is my approach to the market. Yesterday, the day before, right? This week in general, top stocks haven't really been doing too much. Would you guys agree? We see a stock that has great news. We see a stock that's a nice low flow stock, right? We have a stock that has great volume. The stock doesn't do a lot. It's pretty weird, right? The stocks chop around, fade and fall. There's not a lot of consistency. Now, that's not across the board, but it's rare. I would say for every 10 stocks that have a killer press release, that have a nice low float, that have great volume, I would say like 2 of those 10 actually do something. The other 8 chop and fade, chop and fade, chop and fade. So again, a lot of these top stocks, top gaining stocks that we would normally think, hey, this is the number one stock of the day. This is our number one focus. These stocks are not really getting that action. So that's the first thing I want to point out. Market conditions. Be mindful of market conditions. I still believe we're in that market to where you cannot be aggressive, right? You really need to scale back on size. And that's what I've been doing, is really scaling back on size. Not making $1,000 days, but making a few $100 days. The market's a chat fest. You see a good setup. It pops, rug pull. Pop, rug pull. It can be a little intimidating to trade this market. So what I do, and what I teach you guys to do, is during these times when we see these opportunities, I know you guys want to trade, I know you guys want to get involved, just scale back. If you normally take 1,000 shares and you normally risk $500, put yourself in a position to lose $100. Scale back. So if you're wrong, you're not losing a lot. If you're right, it's a small winner. During these times, in my opinion, this is the time that we want to stay consistently, probably just breaking even or slowly adding to that bottom line. This is not the time to where it's like we can be aggressive and lock in those killer days. Maybe you love this type of market. Maybe this is the type of market that you absolutely crush it in. But for me, I scale back. When I am here, my goal is to not take big losses, because the last thing I want to do is have 2 weeks of slow, choppy market conditions and be aggressive and take massive losses, right? And dig myself a big hole. And then when the market heats back up, all I'm doing is digging myself out of the hole. I don't want to do that. So I would rather not trade and be break even. So when the market is hot, I'm just adding. I'm not digging myself out of the hole. So I'm scaling back personally. I'm not being aggressive, right? And I'm looking just for these small base hits. At least breaking even, maybe teeny weeny losses, but nice base hits, and the goal is to add a little bit. And when the market returns to normal and the market heats back up, that's when it's time to get aggressive to lock in those big time profits instead of digging yourself out of a hole. So that's my approach, okay? My other approach is market conditions are like trends. They play out day after day sometimes. And I want to talk about what we saw yesterday. So yesterday, we didn't really see a lot of our top stocks do too much. Okay, like 80% of them didn't do a lot. 20% moved a little bit. A lot of what we see right now in this market are newer IPO stocks getting some hype. We had ASUR yesterday, newer IPO stock that ripped. We had some other newer IPO stocks moving yesterday and prior days as well. But one thing that I really noticed about yesterday was 3 stocks in particular. And those 3 stocks were TMDX, PRTS, and EHTH. EHTH was doing nothing in pre-market. It's like, what's the point of watching it? It's doing nothing. It ripped $2.50 to the upside. PRTS, it's doing nothing in pre-market. Why would we want to watch it? There's no volume. It ripped $2 to the upside. TMDX, it's doing nothing in pre-market. Why would we want to watch it? It ripped from 25 to 30. So what did these 3 stocks have in common? TMDX, earnings. PRTS, earnings. EHTH, earnings. So that's what I'm starting to lean towards. Okay, I want to be looking at stocks that have earnings today that may not have any volume or any activity whatsoever in pre-market. And we would normally be like, why watch the stock? But I want to watch these stocks because if these stocks open and start ripping, I want to get involved because that's what we saw yesterday in the market. These stocks doing absolutely nothing, but they ripped $2, $3, $4, $5 to the upside. Those were the best opportunities. So that's where my focus is right at 9:30. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm looking at these stocks with earnings for the first 15 minutes. And if we see some good action right out of the gate, those are our opportunities for today. Those could be our one and dones. So again, I'm really getting an idea of what these market conditions are like, what took place yesterday, and what could possibly take place again today. So stocks with earnings that I'm going to be watching right out of the gate. Nothing else for the first 5 to 10 minutes. These stocks with earnings to see if they get that hype like we saw yesterday. Those stocks are going to be HYMC. HYMC. Okay? Up on earnings. But it's actually active. It's active in pre-market. I'm looking for these stocks that are not active that look like garbage. But I do want to watch HYMC because there is earnings. So if HYMC breaks 190, it can run back up to 198 and then $2. So there's not a lot of opportunity over 190. You can grab about 8 to 10 cents. But breaking over 2, that's when there's opportunity up to 230 and then 258. Bottom support right now is 158 on HYMC, and this stock is up on earnings. RUN, it's up on earnings, not really doing too much here in pre-market. That pre-market low, again, it's really hard to see because it's not really a low, but the lowest price that we were at here in pre-market, right around 26.11. So I'll be watching this one above 26.11. If we open on up and see a nice just green candle at market open, and it looks like this could be one of those stocks that just take on off like we saw with TMDX, PRTS yesterday, I would say we have potential back up to 27.57 and then back up to that post-market high here on RUN. Now, if we're breaking over those levels, right, especially that post-market high, I see potential to $30 and then $33.59 on RUN. This is another stock with earnings I'm keeping on high watch out of the gates. ALB, I'm like 50-50 with this one because it's so darn expensive, right? I'm looking at these cheaper stocks, $5, $10, maybe $20, $1. So ALB, yes, it's moving on earnings, but it's so darn expensive, and I think there's better opportunity out there. But ALB is a stock with earnings that we will keep on watch as well, but I don't want to spend too much time discussing it. HDSN, the stock is moving up on earnings. This is a lower float stock as well. I want to keep this one on high watch, guys. We are breaking above that prior high on the daily from April 21st. 737 support. Resistance right now is right around this 829 level, and 829 coming from these prior highs on the daily. So 829 break, we could take this long to 896 and then 941. And again, this would be a very quick out of the gate trade. If we see that first candle just rip and it's starting to push with volume, it can be risky trades, right? Because it could dump on back off. But again, that would be the opportunity. Out of the gate, first candle, high volume, green. That's what we saw yesterday with TMDX, PRTS, EHTH. I'd be looking to get involved with some of these trades, keeping the stops tight. I would expect to see them just rip straight up for the first 15, 30 minutes like we saw yesterday with some of these stocks, okay? So HDSN is a stock with earnings we will be keeping on high watch. And then SEED. This is probably my most favorite stock with earnings because this stock is absolutely doing nothing. It's doing nothing whatsoever at all, but it's a very low float stock. So I want to see how SEED opens on up and see if this could be like a TMDX where we open and just rip. PRTS where we open and just rip. EHTH where we open and just rip to the upside off earnings when they were doing absolutely nothing in pre-market. So SEED, definitely keeping this one on watch at 9:30. HDSN, most definitely. ALB, I'm like 50-50. RUN, absolutely. HYMC, absolutely. And you know exactly why I'm watching these select stocks and what reason with the education to back it up, guys. Okay? SONM is moving up today. It is number 3 on the leaderboards, trading 8 million shares. On average, it trades 3, and it's a low float stock, currently up 30%. I'm not too crazy about these stocks that have good news and fresh volume because they're not really doing too much. But we are going to keep it on watch as a back burner. They announced a purchase order totaling $9.5 million. So receiving a large sum of money. A purchase order equating to $9.5 million. 81 cents is your level of support right now on SONM with resistance at 92 cents. If you ever see SONM breaking 92 cents, you could see that up towards around $1 here on SONM. And if SONM is a stock that takes on off today and there is opportunity, we could see this up towards around 106. And then I would say up towards around 120 on SONM. Bottom support right now, 81 cents. And then my most favorite stock today with news, fresh volume, all that good stuff, is going to be ICPT. So ICPT this morning dropping a press release to acquire another company for up to $450 million in upfront and contingent payments. So ICPT was leading the board, and I like it because we have good volume, 2 million shares. On average, we trade 700,000, so we do have high relative volume. It's a nice low float stock, and it has a good press release. So I do want to watch this as well, but I'm not too crazy about these like right out of the gate, because out of the gate, a lot of these top gaining stocks with fresh news and volume tend to chop around and they're a little unpredictable. But we are going to watch ICPT, fresh stock, fresh news, fresh volume. SONM, same thing, fresh stock, fresh news, fresh volume. We already discussed SONM, what to look for here before getting involved. And ICPT would have to get back above 20 for me. So ICPT, if it's below 20, I'm not interested. Okay, if we can get back above 20 and set up, I'm interested because we have room back up towards around 2170 and then back up to those highs of 2399. That actually puts you right around 2363. So these would be the levels. That high right there, 2177, and right underneath these lows of 2030. So getting back above 20 is a good first sign. Getting above 2030 is even better because we have potential to 2177 and then 2363. Right now, support is all the way back down around $18 on this stock. So again, I wouldn't look to touch this until it's proving itself above 20 bucks and setting up, and then maybe we have some opportunity on one of those stocks. The next grouping of stocks we're going to talk about are prior day movers, daily chart setups. These stocks have higher time frame opportunity. Okay, they're not stocks with fresh news and fresh volume, but they are stocks that have fantastic opportunity today, just like BTTX yesterday. Right? A lot of traders are like, why are you watching this stock? Right? It was a higher time frame opportunity for me. I saw it, I liked it, I took it. We had a lot of traders following us in this trade as well. From around 170, we were taking profit at 220 and 240. Turned half that position into a swing trade. We're currently gapping up from 217 to 255. So that was a beautiful day trade, selling half, taking the rest into a swing trade. It played out beautifully. And this is a new strategy that I'm testing. I'm going to be testing it for about 30 to 60 days. I want to get some data. I want to review the data. What's the win rate? What's the risk? What's the average gain? I want to get some solid data to see if this is something that we are going to talk about more often inside a chat. But the first approach to this new trading style for me, or strategy, playing out beautifully. I mean, literally yesterday on half my position, I was able to lock up about 30-some%. Right now, I'm up about 50% on the other half of my position. So that's not a bad return, guys. I like it, and it was super easy, non-stressful, just a slow, steady, simple mover. And I really like this approach. So again, I'll be testing that more over the next 30 to 60 days. Every time I take a trade like that, I'll let you guys know like I did yesterday. If you want to take it with me, you can, but just know I'm taking small position sizes as this is me testing. I'm back testing right now on a live account, so I am taking smaller size. Okay, just want to go ahead and point that out. We will be watching BTTX today above 240 up to 280. Okay, if we crack below 240, watch for this to pull back to 220. I'd really like to see BTTX staying above 240 today. We have potential to 280 and then $3. Definitely a stock to watch. RDBX, I think, is still a good stock to watch for this possible and ugly mid-candle breakout. Yesterday, possible mid-candle breakout. It tried, and the only reason I still want to keep this one on watch is because yesterday in pre-market, we actually filled that daily gap. 599. Yeah, so we filled that gap down here. See that gap on the daily down towards around 6. Yesterday, we came down and filled the gap, and we did have a strong day. We ran from around 6, closed up towards around 750, and we saw an increase in volume up at the 200 SMA. So I still think there's some potential here off a potential mid-candle breakout. And the simple fact that this stock has a lot of attention, has a lot of hype, and there's a lot of focus from traders on this stock thinking it's going to be the next AMC GameStop short squeeze. Okay, so keep it on watch. I'm looking for this to break over 760 to 770 first before I get interested. Breaking over 760 to 770, I see potential to 834. And then anything over 834, right around 850. So just give yourself a little bit of a window of resistance, 834 to maybe like 850, 855. Somewhere in that window is a level of resistance. But breaking that like 850 to 855 level, we have a lot of potential back up to 10 and then $11. Right now, bottom support 650 at this point in time. If we start breaking 760 to 770, I'm definitely shifting my focus to RDBX because it could take on off again today. 834 into the 850s. Anything over the 850s, we could see this rip on back up into the high 9s, right around $10. So RDBX is another stock that I want to keep on high watch today. So is FRGE, guys. Yesterday, there was a member talking about this. I was like, I don't trust it. I'm not really a fan of it. We're really overextended. We don't have a lot of volume. We're right at resistance. Well, towards the end of the day, we picked on up a little bit. We actually had a strong close. We actually had an increase in volume. So about midday yesterday, I didn't like it. Towards the end of the day, I think there's potential. That's how quick things can change in the market. So what I'm looking at with FRGE is if this thing breaks 35, we have so much potential into the 40s. So I'm looking for FRGE to break above $35 today to get long up towards around some of these prior levels. Okay, so maybe up towards around 36.45, 36.99, 37.67, $40, and then 44.70, then possibly 47.50. So I know there's a decent amount of resistance between this 36 and 38 level, but we know that this stock can rip and run and take on off. And some of my major targets, my main targets are going to be 40 and 44.70. So FRGE is probably the number one stock to have on watch as a back burner sleeper play. This stock has just been sleeping, slowly grinding. I mean, we talked about this one on Monday for the break over 20. We talked about this one Monday for the break over 20, right? That was the move. But I'm still convinced that we can move just a little bit higher today and tomorrow, especially if we're breaking over 35. So keep FRGE on high watch. And probably one of my more favorite swing trade ideas would be ATER. A day trade that could possibly turn into a swing trade. I'm really liking this moving average squeeze formation that we have on ATER. So I really want to see this hold above 484 to $5. And I'd like to see this start breaking above that 579, 580. If we can start breaking above that 579 to 580 level, that would start to confirm this moving average squeeze on the daily. And why am I really convinced and really excited about ATER? Well, the last time that we had a moving average squeeze formation, this stock ripped from around $8 all the way up towards around that 200 SMA. So I'm looking at this now. I'm like, okay, Now we actually have the 200 SMA causing the squeeze. So if we break and squeeze above the 200 SMA, this thing could go absolutely bananas. So I do like the idea of a possible day trade that turns into a possible multi-day swing trade, as once this stock gets action and when this stock goes, we know it goes. So I like ATR a lot. Over 579, 580 is where I want to start looking at buying and getting long on this. Up towards around 656, 722, and then 832 and 875. Anything over 875, $10. I don't think that's going to happen in one day. I mean, shit, it could. We've seen it. I don't think it's going to. I think this could be a good opportunity to scalp, to take this for a day trade. And if it looks good, like BTTX looked good last night, to hold half, put yourself in a position to hold half and see if this is a good swing trade. That's what I'm doing with ATER. And as soon as I start seeing what I need to see to make entries, I'll let you guys know. All right. So let's go ahead and recap one last time. Fresh stocks, fresh news, fresh volume that we will be watching. But a lot of those types of stocks aren't really doing too much out of the gate. Those two stocks are ICPT and SONM. Stocks that aren't doing anything right now in pre-markets, but they're up on earnings. And yesterday we saw stocks do nothing in pre-market. They were moving on earnings. Those were some of the best opportunities out of the gate. Those stocks are going to be SEED, HDSN, ALB, maybe ALB, RUN, and HYMC. Those stocks that I just listed, those 5 stocks, I'm watching those out of the gate. Nothing else. I want to see if these stocks start ripping out of the gate like we saw some of those other ones do yesterday that were moving on earnings. Okay? We just talked about ATER. You know I'm watching that and why. FRGE, back burner. You know why I'm watching it and why and where I'm looking to get involved. Same thing with RDBX. And again, we're absolutely watching BTTX as I still have an open position for that swing trade. And right now we are currently gapping up from 217 to 250. We have support at 240. All right. Let's talk about the SPY and the Qs. Okay. And depending on what the SPY and the Qs do, that's going to dictate how I trade Netflix, how I trade CRM. All right. So I'm going to start with the SPY and the Qs. The SPY calls over 429.66. So over 429.66 on the SPY, we'd be looking for calls up to 435.94 today. Okay, now if the SPY shoots on up to that 429.66 and it can't get through, and it's getting rejected, and it's resistance, and it's telling us to short, we will look to short the SPY back down towards around 420. The Qs, same concept. Okay, same concept. The Qs breaking over 330.29, we'd be looking for calls up to 335. Same thing with the SPY. If we come up to that 330.29, it's getting stuffed. It's resistance. It can't break through, and the chart's telling us to short it. We'd look to short the Qs back down towards around, actually going to readjust my level. I would say 322.29 on the Qs. Now, depending on what the SPY and Q do, that's going to dictate if we have any trades on Netflix or CRM. So, if the SPY and the Qs break resistance and we're long on calls, I would look at Netflix calls over 204.70 up to 210. Okay, but again, the SPY and the Qs have to be moving higher. It has to be a bullish day. We need to see the SPY and the Qs breaking resistance into that next level of resistance. That's going to help Netflix break that 204.70 and possibly hit that 210. If the SPY and the Qs are not breaking and they're dumping, I'm not looking to trade Netflix long. I say we wait until tomorrow and see what we have. But I like the idea of Netflix over 204.70 up towards around 210. So I'm definitely watching that today, guys. Same thing with CRM. It really depends on what the SPY and the Qs do. Okay, if we ever see the SPY and the Qs ripping today and we have a nice bullish day and we see CRM breaking 186.81, I would think about taking this long to 189.12 and then 191.73. But if I had to pick maybe 2 or 3 stocks out of what we just discussed that I'd probably put most of my focus on, definitely the SPY. We can play calls or puts today and make a good amount of profit. The Qs, same thing. And then I would say Netflix, because there's more opportunity on Netflix. We can capture about 6 points to the upside, best case scenario. CRM, it's not as big of an opportunity. We can catch about maybe 3 points, 4 points to the upside. I do like CRM. I think there's potential, but I would be leaning more towards Netflix if we do indeed see the SPY breaking resistance and moving higher. and we see the Qs breaking that resistance and we're bullish for that leg on up. All right, guys, so that's what I'm looking at today for the SPY and the Qs. Again, if we do see the SPY and the Qs hit resistance and we are going to see a down day, I'd be looking to go long on some inverse ETFs like UVXY that tracks the SPY, and then SQQQ that tracks the Qs. Those are inverse ETFs. So when the SPY and the Qs drop, UVXY and SQQQ run to the upside. So I'll be looking at those as well, followed by Netflix and CRM, guys. Okay. BON is up on the leaderboard. What's up with BON? Bond Natural Life Limited advances towards near-term production and completes building construction of human plant. Okay. So they're near-term production and complete constructing a building of a human plant. That doesn't really hype me up. But there is news. And the stock is up from 5 to 750, and it's a very, very low float stock. So let's add this to the back burner just to see if this low float stock gets some action. I mean, the news sucks. The volume's not there, but traders like light blue shades on the float. When they see blue and they see low floats, they like it because everybody knows low float stocks can rip and run. So let's watch BON. Now, if I missed anything, guys, if there's anything that you think could be a good opportunity, let me know. We have about 2 minutes until the market opens, and you guys know exactly where my focus is. SONM. No. Sorry. SEED. Earnings play. HDSN. ALB. RUN. HYMC. Earnings plays that could rip and run like we saw with TMDX yesterday, like we saw with PRTS, and like we saw with EHTH. Okay? BTTX, definitely a stock we're watching today. Has a lot of momentum. It's gapping up. Looks fantastic. Back burner, mid-candle breakout, RDBX. Back burner break, continuation today, FRGE. Daily moving average squeeze formation, ATER on watch. And then stocks with fresh news, fresh volume, SONM, ICPT, and BON. Steve says, every time Josh says VWAP, we should take a tequila shot. All right, well, you're going to be drunk in about 20 minutes there, buddy. Stock Talk Trades. How do I get the $50 gift card? So, if you guys join today for our Cinco de Mayo special that we're running today, guys, I will send you guys a $50 taco gift card. It could be to Chipotle. It could be to Moe's. It could be to your favorite Mexican restaurant. So Cole, Stock Talk Trades, there was somebody else over on TikTok that brought that up. They're like, hey, I want you to give me a taco gift card today. I'm like, you know what? We're already running a Cinco de Mayo special, so might as well throw in a taco gift card. So anybody that signs up during that special, for the special, you guys are going to get a taco gift card. So when you sign up for that yearly plan, use coupon TACO, yes, TACO with a capital T, TACO 2022. That's going to give you 20% off and a $50 taco gift card, okay? So there you go. There you go. All right. Safe trading, absolutely. Stay disciplined, stay focused. Let's make it happen. Spaz is saying SNOA for a possible mid-candle breakout. Definitely watch SNOA as this stock had been moving a little bit, guys. All right, so right now, you guys know where my focus is. And my focus is going to be looking at some of these stocks with earnings, as that's where the opportunity was yesterday. All right, so that's where my focus is, guys. As some of these stocks that are gapping up on earnings. We saw a lot of these open on up yesterday and just start freaking ripping. And that's where my focus is, because I do not want to miss the opportunity. And we know that these stocks take on off. SEED, nothing. HDSN. HDSN is trying to pop here a little bit. This stock has room to 896. And again, the whole reason I'm looking at these stocks that are doing nothing in pre-market, you would normally not watch these stocks. Yesterday, these stocks with earnings were the best opportunities out of the gate. So that's why I'm watching stocks like HDSN right now. I'm watching stocks like ALB. I'm watching stocks like RUN. So I'm watching stocks like HYCM. That's exactly why I'm focused on these for the first probably 5 minutes out of the gate, just to see if we do start to get some hype and some activity, guys. And right now I'm looking at HDSN. I'm long HDSN. I'm long HDSN. This doesn't just take on off and just go straight up like we saw yesterday with some of these stocks. I get out quick for a small loss. But if this thing just starts tearing like we saw yesterday, I'm long right now. Again, that was my opportunity for the day. That's where I saw the potential. So I'm long, and I'm keeping my stops tight under 825. I'm long, keeping my stops tight under 825. If this thing just doesn't rip like we saw some of these other stocks rip out of the gate yesterday, I'll get out quick. My whole game plan was, hey, if market conditions are going to be the same today as they were yesterday, I know exactly what to expect, and I know exactly how I should see these stocks move. That's why I just grabbed a quick little long here on HDSN. But I told you guys this morning, it's a risky approach because it could dump on off. So it's very risky just to buy a stock at the open. But I saw what the market did yesterday with these earning stocks. So I'm willing to take a small loss to jump on in here right out of the gate, see if it just rips. But again, it's a risky approach. There's one reason to get in: market conditions. Is there a technical formation here? No. Could it dump on off? Yeah. So again, very risky. Just want to stress that. But I am long at 840. I'm putting stops around like 825 to 830 if it doesn't just start ripping here. I'm up 200 bucks. Let's get some action. Where could we see this bad boy go? You can see this bad boy up towards around 896. It's got to start really taking on off here over 860, guys. It's got to really start taking on off. Bids are over 850, which is okay. But we need to see this thing just start pushing. There's 855 from the buyers. We want to see these bids stay above 850. There's 853. Keep popping on up. Keep moving on up here a little bit. 856. There we go. 856. It's getting active now. It's getting active. 860, guys. That time in sales is getting active. This thing's ripping. 862. I'm up 200 bucks. Not a bad way to start the day, just playing those market conditions. Okay, I'm not liking that little pullback here, so I took half off the table to reduce my risk. I took half off the table to reduce my risk if it does start dropping here. It's such a risky approach that I'm not going to let it turn into something that wipes me out. Keep that loss really nice and tight. So I just took half my position off the table. I was a little heavy. And again, I know I need to be non-aggressive in this market. I'm only sitting on 600 shares now. And right now, I'm not really digging what we're seeing because yesterday, the stock just straight up. Just open, rip. Right now, we can kind of see that choppy and that little bit of a struggle. So if it doesn't start really firing off right here, I'm going to close and shift my attention elsewhere. We need to see these bids really stay above this 850. Again, I took half my position off the table because I was just getting a little nervous. There we go. New high a day, HDSN. We have room to 869. Stops are going to be break even right now just to play it safe. Stops are break even at 840. Comes below 840, it's probably going to dump anyway, so I might as well get out. Bids are at 863. There's a lot of hidden selling here, guys. HDSN, there's a lot of hidden selling. Every time those buyers would get to 860, in literally a second, in the blink of an eye, the buyers are back down at 840. Watch that level too. You can see hidden selling on HDSN. Watch the buyers fight to get to 860. They're fighting. It's taking a while. 10 seconds in, 15 seconds in. Watch the buyers fight, slow and steady, to bid higher into the 860s. And then watch that level 2 in the blink of an eye, drop it down 15, 20 cents. That's an indication that there's hidden selling. I'm out. I don't trust it. If it was going to go, it was going to go. I mean, look at some stocks yesterday that went, right? They opened, they went. EHTH, they opened, they just went. Okay, right now, with HDSN, we're not just opening and just taking on off. And that's what I was expecting to see if the market was going to do what it did yesterday. I mean, it popped up a little bit. You know, there's about 60 cents there. I got in late, and I only made 50 bucks. But again, it was really risky. Really risky, and I said that ahead of time. It's super risky, guys. And that's why I got out when I did, because it didn't just take on off. I think that was the right way to go about it. Reduce your position size. Don't be aggressive. And try and give it a go. And we tried to give it a go, and now we're starting to see some just nasty price action, a little bit of hidden selling. It's not worth it. I mean, could it still rip? Sure it could. Absolutely, it could still rip. But right now, didn't really take on off like I thought. ALB, nothing. RUN, fading. HYMC, fading. ATER, fading on down a little bit. FRGE, fading on down a little bit. RDBX, this one still has tons of potential. BTTX needs to hold above 240. Where's the SPY? SPY's actually getting pretty, it's actually right in the middle, actually. Just right in the middle, so nothing there on the SPY. The Qs, opening red. Netflix, opening red. CRM, opening with a slight little pop to the upside. Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely. My bad. I completely spaced. I completely spaced. You are all set. SONM above 80 cents, 80 to 81 cents, guys. That's your support level. So if you like this really cheap stock, you could put stops at 78 cents, and you have potential back to 92 to 94 on SONM. I hear dinging in profits chat. You guys already locking in profits this morning? Come on. Kevin with 401 on the day. George with 260 on the day. Woo! Way to go, traders. Coming on in, locking in some early morning profits. How do we do it, guys? We get prepared. That's how we do it. We get prepared. We know exactly what we're doing, guys. You just got to be able to take a step back, think outside the box a little bit of psychology, make it happen. Nice little out-of-the-gate pop, HDSN. Other than that, these other ones aren't doing too much right now. RUN's fading, HYMC's dumping on off big time, actually. That 30-minute time frame on BTTX may be stopping me out, right? Because I'm trading this on higher time frames. And right now, that 30-minute, not looking all that great. So I may be just closing up my position and taking the profits that I have on that swing trade. More profits? Hey, there we go. BTTX, that yesterday trade, Dougie. 245. Way to make it happen. That gets some heat, baby. Right? Kevin locking in 401. Nice. George locking in. Just killer profits already. 260 on the day. Way to get it, team. Way to get it. I mean, I'm kind of regretting getting out of HDSN. I'm kind of regretting getting out. I think I overthought the hidden selling a little bit. I definitely say like I overthought that hidden selling because the technicals didn't tell me to get out. If anything, it said add. If anything, HDSN was telling me to add right here. I feel a little, just bad decision. I got a little too caught up in the whole hidden selling. But anyway, that could have been a nice trade. Coulda, shoulda, woulda though, right? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. So SONM came right down into that 80-ish cent level as actually 79. Quick little double bottom, nice little break. Right now, if you guys are long, you have potential up to, I would say just 90 cents and then 94 cents on SONM. Hey, Catherine, I'll put up my $50 profit in there. I'll put my 56.69 profit in there. Yeah, that was great. When I'm looking at it in hindsight, like, yeah, that was a $400 trade. But yeah, I've just paid too much. I put too much into the whole hidden selling. And it could have went south, right? And that's why I got out, because I was like a little hesitant. But hindsight, could have stayed in. The technicals are still kind of there. It's actually not looking bad. I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up to 9. So right now, nothing with CRM yet, nothing with Netflix, the SPY and the Qs. You know, red to green move on the SPY, that's a possibility. Open red, falling on off, bouncing off RSI oversold. Look for a red to green on the SPY. Look for a red to green on the Qs as well, maybe. All right, opening red, dropping on off, starting to find a floor of support. Watch for the break of the open for a nice little pop up to those levels of resistance. The Qs are 330. The SPY is going to be up at 429.66. So again, watch the SPY and the Qs for that possible red to green move. I can get some action going there. Right now, I don't see anything that I like that I want to get in on. I mean, besides RDBX, that's just taken on off here, guys. Be mindful, RDBX, what happened yesterday on the first fantastic setup? Nasty rug pull. Nasty rug pull. Makes me want to take one of these and just smack it in the freaking face. Stupid RDBX. Always giving us rug pulls. So just be mindful, guys. All right, be mindful that yesterday, out of the gate, RDBX showed potential. There was a lot of nasty setups, a lot of nasty price action, pretty nasty rug pull. Be cautious. Be very cautious with RDBX. But once it starts taking on off, that's when it could really start taking on off. Options available on RDBX. Let's look at the those options may be a little whack though. 15 days out. Let's even say you thought I'd get back up to 10, so you're buying a $10 call. I mean, look at the price. Look at the price of those. I mean, look at the spreads. You're not trading these, guys. You're not trading these options. I mean, look at the spread. Like a $2 spread, a $4 spread. You're not trading these at all. You're talking well over 50%. Spreads, 100% spreads. Yeah, you can't trade those. Go out 43 days, you can't trade these options. The spreads are too large. Go out 106 days, you can't trade these options. The spreads are way too large. You're asking to take a big loss. Unless you throw a stink bid in there, and a stink bid is, okay, you find this here with a 90-cent bid and a $5 ask, and you put a dollar bid in, just bid $1. So if someone comes in and sells to you, at least you get a fill. You put a stink bid in. Oh, I'm looking at puts. My bad. I'm looking at puts. Dumbass. Okay, so the calls aren't bad. The call spreads aren't bad. All right, my bad. Got 10 cents. It's not the best. 10%. This is a little heavy, but the spreads on the $8 calls are not bad at this point in time. But look at all the other spreads. The in-the-money spreads are huge. Right? These are huge. These are 15% spreads, 25% spread. The only one that has a decent spread is the $8 call. But still, I don't know. It's such a cheap stock. I think equities would be the right way on this. Personally. Where is the next best opportunity for a trade? Anything that looks tempting? BTTX still looks fantastic above 240. I mean, BTTX looks phenomenal above 240. I love it. I'm still holding my swing trade. And I would say, man, I don't know. I mean, the market just makes me hesitate a little bit. You guys feel the same way? Penny stocks? Just the choppiness? Don't you think penny stocks just kind of... think you hesitate? You see a good setup? You see a good setup and you kind of hesitate to get in because you just feel like there's going to be a nasty rug pull? Yeah, don't trust AUST, guys. Don't trust AUST. When it rips up like this and then it just dumps on off, it's way too risky. And look at that. I mean, it popped off the IPO to 29, then all the way down at 415. I mean, traders got their faces melted off yesterday on that. I just don't trust stocks like this. I think there's much more simple opportunity. Safer opportunity, guys. It's all about playing it safe. Well, as safe as you can. And that right there is a really risky play. Yeah, Steve, I'm tired of the rug pulls too, and it makes you hesitate on good setups. It makes you hesitate, but I'm not seeing anything right now, guys. I don't see anything. Let's go look at the SPY and the Qs. Failed red to green move on the SPY, dumping on off, which is fine. We can catch a bounce on the SPY down towards around 419.14. We can catch a bounce down there on the SPY down towards around 419.14. If we do pull back here a little bit into these lows, okay, if we do pull back here and retrace into these lows and we hold as resistance, we're looking for puts. Same thing with the Qs. The Qs bounce here off this 322.29 level up into this 323.37, and we get rejected. We're looking for puts on the Qs. We're playing trend. Got a little downtrend here. Yeah, you got a little downtrend there. It's not the best downtrend, but it's a downtrend. You got to keep that downtrend on the Qs on watch as well. The Qs crack below 322.29. I would say your next stop here on the Qs, I would put you back down around that inflection point right around like 320.30. Yeah, 320.30 would be a good target if you crack below 322.29. But here's what I would like to see on the Qs. I want to see a bounce right here off this 322.29. I want to see it bounce back up into this 323.37. Retest these lows as resistance, hit this downtrend again, and then roll over, crack 322.29, and drop to that 320 level. I would be looking for a short on the Qs coming up, which means I'm going long on S, QQQ. Same thing with the SPY. See the SPY bouncing back up to 423.55, hitting that as resistance, rolling over. I would trade UVXY to the long side. I'm really effing with you guys this week, aren't I? I'm really screwing with your guys' just focus. I shave my face, and you're like, what the? Who is this? Look like some weird alien from outer space. Like, who are you? E.T. phone home. And then I'm over here wearing a freaking sombrero and a poncho and shaking my little, whatever you call these. You guys are like, dude, stop. I can't trade. I can't trade. Well, guess what? Get over it. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll shut the webcam down if you guys like. I'll take the hat off if you guys like. I'll take it off. That helps you guys focus. I'm all about you guys locking in some profits. If this is too much of a distraction, I'll take the bad boy off. It's itching my head anyway. So, all right, we have a plan on the SPY and the Qs, right? We have a plan. We just have to be patient and wait for that plan to really fulfill itself. So, and BTTX is still solid. I haven't sold this position yet. I'll sell my position at a new low a day. So right now on my other 50% position here, I'll stop out at like 233. RDBX, funky. FRGE, no volume. ATER, still dropping. HYMC, no love. RUN, nothing. ALB, nothing. HDSN, nothing. SEED, nothing. SONM, cracking support. Look at that. I mean, every single freaking stock. There's like 10 stocks. Every stock, there is nothing. I know you guys are saying CYN. I hate CYN. I'm not going to lie to you guys. CYN's a pain in my you-know-what. CYN's like MULN. Just can't seem to day trade it right. Good swing trade. But day trading this for me, this thing's a challenge. 435 resistance. 435 resistance. Light support 388. Light support 388. Resistance 435. Right now at this point in time. CYN's ripping, guys. Again, the stock's up too high. Don't chase it. When you see a stock ripping like this and it's already breaking out, what do you think's going to happen? The smart traders, the traders that are already in, what are they going to do? They're going to lock in profits. Okay, so do you want to be buying when they're locking in profits? No. Let them lock in their profits. Let the stock pull back. Re-enter with the professional traders, with the smart traders that are waiting for the pullbacks. Pros are not buying at the top. They're not buying here. Sorry. Right? Retail traders that are dealing with emotional issues, that's who's buying up here. We're not buying right here. Right? We're going to wait for the pros to take their profit, drive this down, and then reaccumulate on the pullback for the next leg up. That's what we're going to do. We got more profits. HYMC had to walk away. I like it. Cut it quick. Get out. Hey, Stir. That's what I'm talking about, boss man. You got 210 on the day. Nice, nice. Loving it, dude. Loving all the profits. And I like that you're keeping those losses small. I like that you guys are keeping losses really nice and tight. Again, we have to scale back in this market. If we are on the wrong side of the trade, at least we're not going to freaking take a brutal loss to where all we're doing is battling back to get out of that loss. That's the last thing we want to do. When the market's hot, we want to lock in profits, right? We don't want to be digging ourselves out of holes when the market's on fire. So keep those losses small, guys. Scale back on that size. Play it safe. Be patient. I only have one trade on the day, and it was a good opportunity, and I liked it. It was slightly profitable. If I would have held it a little bit longer, I would have made more, but wasn't liking it at that point in time. But right now, let's be honest, guys. Look at all of these stocks that we discussed this morning. Is there anything worth touching right now? Come on, let's be honest. No, there's not. If you're buying something right now, you're hoping it moves. There's no setups. There's no technical formations. There's really no reason to be jumping into anything right now at this point in time from what I can see. And that's why I'm not jumping into anything right now. I'm sitting back being patient, guys. Right? Sometimes the best trade's no trade. Sometimes the best trade comes at what? 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11, power hour. Again, sit back, be patient, and wait for the opportunity to come to you. You'll be much more happier. Be more consistent. All right, guys, on YouTube, we're past that 9:45. We had free stream day yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday. We talked about trade plans. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning. You guys got a nice little laugh. Hopefully you're rolling out of your chair, falling out of your chair, because I'm just an idiot. So hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. Again, the market's pretty choppy. Market's pretty slow. Again, I want to make sure that you guys are walking away with something, and that's going to be smart, trade safe. This is the market where you scale back, take less size. So if you are seeing some red trades, you're not losing a lot. You're barely putting a dent in what you can do in the market. So when the market is hot and it turns around, you guys aren't just digging yourself out of holes. This is not the time to be aggressive. This is the time to be conservative, very disciplined, very patient. You see a setup, scale back. Do not take unnecessary losses. This is the time that you don't want to be trading all over the place, trading aggressively. The market is not the way it needs to be trading left and right and aggressive. Okay? So be smart, trade safe, enjoy the rest of your trading session. And lastly, since you guys were asking about our Cinco de Mayo special, Taco Bada special. Use coupon TACO2022, get 20% off the yearly when you guys join the team. You can trade with me, other mentors, other leaders, other traders inside a chat all day, every day. You guys already know the drill. You guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys inside a chat. Enjoy the rest of yo Cinco de Mayo. And you guys have a excellent day. Yeah, last pun for you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning back here at 9 a.m. Catherine, I hate being patient. So do I. So do I. But we have to be. Patience with a capital. Capital. P-A-Y. It pays. Be patient. So let's be patient and let's wait. Got him with that excellent pun? I did. Have a excellent day. That's not even that funny. Not even that funny. My favorite one was, let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about BTTX. All right, what do we got going on here? Holy guacamole. This thing is ripping. Talk about a party. Those are my favorite. Those were good. Yeah, the excellent day. This is Nacho ordinary day in the market. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whew. Yeah, in today's lesson, I don't really, I had it structured. I have a whole list. But today, I was going to do one of two things. This was more of like our open floor. You guys get a pick for the lesson. Either A, we got 3 ideas. We can talk about support and resistance. How to identify just basic levels of support and resistance utilizing higher time frames. Morning preparation. What I do in the mornings to get prepared for the day. Or we can talk about options, right? We can just do a nice little breakdown about options, the basics, the Greeks, delta, theta, gamma, vega, how you calculate risk reward with options. You guys can hit me with a billion questions in regards to options. So we can do support resistance, morning preparation, or options. And this week is the basics, right? We're talking the basics. We talk candlesticks and time frames, talk level 2 and time and sales, building trade plans. And again, we got about 3 other topics to roll out this week for the basics, building that foundation. Definitely think we should talk about morning preparation, and definitely think we should talk about options for sure, because I want you guys to have that strong foundation as we progress into more options trading moving forward. I love it. You're a real piece of work. That doesn't work, Catherine. That doesn't work. It's not pizza day, okay? It's taco day. Let's find another one. Do we have another one? You're a real guacamole. No, that doesn't work. You Nacho good guy. You Nacho a good guy. No, that sucks too. I'm not very funny. Hey, that's a good one. Cinco de Mayo is boring, said no one ever. Ha 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 ha. You've never had Mexican pizza? I have not. I have not. I don't think I have anyway. My goodness. What a market. Where's the trades? Where's the opportunity? Where's the money? Talk about a slow market. Man. Talk about a slow market. You've guac could be kidding me. Guac. Def, not your favorite type of market. You're damn right. You're darn right. I was trying to find puns for like taquitos. Trying to find like a taquito pun. Like taquito or sour cream or cheese or something. I was trying to find some puns. Like taquito puns or mini taco puns or something. Something. I would say the only thing right now that still shows potential, and we're going to go ahead and go 5-minute time frames. Right now with the chop, I say right now, I know it's still early, I say we all go 3 to 5 minute time frames at the minimum. The 1 minute is just a little too all over the place. BTTX above 240 still looks fantastic, up to 280. So again, over 240, room to 280 and 3. RDBX right now, there's no reason to get involved. FRGE right now, if we hold above 29.57 on FRGE, so if we come down and put in any kind of bottom, any kind of market structure, and there's a reason to get in at 29.50, we will. Let's keep it on watch. 29.57 FRGE, that's a little level of support. What I'd like to see on ATR is this to come down and hit that 20 EMA, 486, have a strong day, and follow through tomorrow. So if we see this drop on down to that 486, and we see a strong bounce, and we actually go green today, yeah, I would probably swing trade that into tomorrow, into next week. So we will watch ATER for that. HYMC is off the watch list. RUN, we'll keep it on watch for a little bit longer. ALB, a little bit longer. HDSN, a little bit longer as well. SEED off the watch list. SONM off the watch list. ICPT will be shortly coming off the watch list. BON's off the watch list as well. We haven't gotten our retest yet on the Qs. So there hasn't been a trade yet on the Qs, or I'm sorry, the SPY. We haven't gotten a trade opportunity on the Qs yet either.